I set up Redis caching in Coolify and integrated it with WordPress using the Redis Object Cache plugin. I configured everything in wp-config.php, and it works great for speeding up my site. But sometimes I get this intermittent connection error when accessing my WordPress dashboard. Let me show you exactly how to fix this. Here's what happens most of the time. Everything works perfectly. Redis Object Cache shows connected status, but occasionally I get connection errors or timeouts when accessing WordPress admin. I refresh the page and suddenly it works again. This inconsistent behavior tells me it's a configuration issue, not a Redis server problem. Let me show you my setup context. I'm running Redis on Coolify, which is deployed on around $6 monthly Contable VPS. Here's my Coolify dashboard. You can see Redis running, plus N8N for automation, all my WordPress sites, Minio for object storage, Docker and Fast API backends, all managed through Coolify's interface. This whole stack would cost me $50 plus monthly with separate managed services, but Coolify lets me run everything on one VPS for just around $6. The Redis integration with WordPress works beautifully for caching, but this connection error was bugging me. Before fixing the config, let me show you how I diagnosed this wasn't a Redis server problem. Here are my actual Redis logs from last night. See these regular saves every 5 minutes, 100 changes in 300 seconds saving, background saving terminated with success. Look at the memory usage. Consistent 1 to 2 megabytes, no memory spikes or crashes. And here, AOF rewrite finished successfully. Redis is managing its files properly. Notice what's not here. No connection timeouts, no authentication failures, no connection refused errors. This tells me Redis server is rock solid. The problem is definitely in the WordPress configuration. Now that we've confirmed it's a config issue, here are the 3 WordPress configuration errors causing this, starting with the most common mistake that 9 out of 10 people make. The first mistake is in your wp-config.php file. Look at this line. Most people include the port number in the host definition and define the port separately. This creates a connection conflict that causes intermittent failures. Second issue, your Redis Object Cache shows it's using a username for authentication, but this isn't defined in your WordPress configuration. In Coolify, Redis is configured with authentication by default for security. This mismatch causes random authentication failures. Third, the default 1-second timeouts are too aggressive, especially on VPS setups where there might be slight network latency between services. Even on the same server, Docker networking can add microseconds of delay. Here's your complete bulletproof Redis configuration for Coolify deployments that eliminates those intermittent errors. After making these changes, flush your Redis Object Cache from the WordPress admin. Now test your admin access multiple times. Your Coolify Redis setup is now rock solid. If this saved you hours of debugging, smash that like button. It really helps small channels grow.